This is a $1 magic repack, and this is a $1,000 magic repack. And these are a bunch of repacks of denominations in between, from $10 up to $150. People tend to think of repacks as a scam, and honestly, I pretty much agree with them, but just how big of a scam are they? And doesn't matter if it's $1 or $10 or $100 or $1,000. Well, today we're gonna crack all of these open and try to figure it out. So before we jump into these repacks, a couple of quick things. First, if you don't know what a repack is, repacks are essentially Magic's version of mystery boxes. They're like booster packs, but they're not made by wizards. Instead, people selling Magic cards make them, and they usually have between, I don't know, 10 and maybe 50 random cards. And a lot of times, you'll see some pictures of like super high-end cards, like Black Lotuses and Dual Lands, and the idea is kind of like, hey, you spend $5 and get one of my repacks, and maybe you get lucky and you get a Black Lotus for $5. Because of that, repacks have a pretty bad reputation of being scams, or at least being abusable. And honestly, I kind of think a repacks is pretty scammy as well. So my expectation going into this is probably gonna get kind of wrecked. The second thing I wanted to say is, please, regardless of what happens in this video, don't go out and start buying a bunch of repacks, because I think you're likely to get wrecked in the long run. We'll see if anything in this video and in these openings and in these repacks changes my mind, but I think that repacks are kind of a scam. So I'm spending my money to open a ridiculous amount of repacks so you don't have to. So please don't start buying repacks because of this video. But anyway, let's get into it and start with our $1 repacks. All right, so here is the listing for our $1 repacks. As you can see, $1.28 as long as you get at least 4 of them. We got 5 of them, so the cheapest repack I could find. If we go by the pictures, we're definitely getting like a land tax, or maybe a word of command, or an alpha monomodigen, or a bunch of recent bulk, which is what I imagine we actually will end up getting. If you look at the actual listing, it's actually kind of confusing. From what I could tell, we're getting either 6 or 7 commons, 3 uncommons, a basic land for draft day, a hit, or maybe a hit every other pack, which the definition of hit is very broad. It's everything from a foil mythic to a foil land or a foil common, and then 1 vintage card, which is a card from Alpha up through, I guess, Collector's Edition or the Dark. Anyway, let's crack them open. All right, it is $1 repack time, and wow, that is an impressive amount of tape. I'm not sure how you sell these for $1 and then put that's got to be more than $1 worth of tape. How is this profitable? Well, okay, I will say $1 repacks tape game is on point. It is on point. Let's see if we can even get these open. All right. So what are we hoping for out of these repacks? So I would be surprised, and also a retro card every pack, which should be cool. Obviously, not expecting anything good. I mean, but at the same time, we paid $1, right? We literally paid $1 for these. So how much can we actually expect to get out of $1 repacks? We got 5 of them, which is probably excessive, but we had to get the discount, or else we were paying $1.50 or something for these. Well, yeah, that's $5 repacks, and let's see if there's anything of value. I'm expecting these to be like the dollar store packs, but made by someone in their home and with a retro card maybe. Well, okay. Japanese card. I don't even know what that card is, but fairly recent Japanese bulk of some kind. Okay. Japanese elephant. And all right, more bulk. And well, strategic planning, I guess, that's bulk that's usable at least sometimes. Snakeskin Veil too. All right, so this is, I guess, about, ooh, backwards card, hit. Oh, it's, okay. Retro card, not a good retro card, but Clergy the Holy Nimbus it's old, I'll give it that. Not really worth anything, but I guess it's good to know they actually exist. It wasn't a straight up lie. And then Foil Brothers War Basic, okay. Well, not an exciting pack. Wait, was there no rare? Where's our rare? Oh, wait, there's definitely, oh, right. Foil basics count as a hit. I forgot about that. About the loosest definition of hit that I have ever seen. Well, number 2, Street Wraith. Okay, used to be worth something, but then it got reprinted a bunch. Oromancer and Bulk and Cloud of Fairies. Pauper All-Star. Okay. Well, okay. Some Assassin's Creed cards. So these were made relatively recently then, because Assassin's Creed only came out this summer. I mean, I guess I don't mind some Assassin's Creed cards, even though they are the bulkiest of Assassin's Creed cards. But I don't have them in my collection, so I guess I don't mind compared to other bulk. And our backwards card is... Oh, wait, that's not even foil. How is that a hit? That's a leaden... Oh, my God. Okay, well, so much for hits. And retro... Lost Soul. Yeah, I mean... Another old card that's not really worth anything, but it looks kind of cool. At least I like the old art, at least. That's kind of neat. So, does this mean we're not getting rares in these? So far, we have gotten 0 rares. We got 1 foil basic. All right, back to the bulk. Jaspara Sentinel. That's like pseudo-playable. Not worth anything, but... And, wait, that's not even... Okay. So I'm getting a little suspicious. That's definitely not foil. I don't know about this hit stuff. We are not getting hits. Oh, Crumble. All right, Crumble. That, I think, sees old school play or something. Better than our other retro cards. Also, still not good. Wait, are we not going to get any rares in these? That's kind of insane. We got to get a rare, right? Even if it's every other pack, we should be getting more than, like, nothing. We're getting, like, nothingness. All right, well, let's see. Number 4 of our dollar repacks. Can we get anything? Another Jaspara Sentinel. We gotta at least get a rare, right? These are just like, I think I'd rather have the dollar store pack so far, honestly. Well, that is also not a foil or a rare, which is, where I don't know what's going on with these lack of hits. We're either low rolling or that listing is wrong. Salopian Mummy. Okay, another bulk old card. Well, if we don't get a rare in this pack, I'm going to be super sus. We've gotten 5 packs, and so far we've gotten 1 foil base. A giant spider. It's a classic. So far we've gotten... Oh, Momentary Blink. I like that card. Skirk Prospector. Good Goblins card. We actually played that not long ago in some Pioneer action. More Assassin's Creed. Free running. Hate that mechanic. It shouldn't refer to commanders. Wizards. Everything's got to be for commander. Yeah, I don't know why they had to do that. More free running. Not good free running. Okay, so this is pretty basic? Just a straight up basic. Wow. And Hornet Cobra. Well, these were rough. It's cool we got a retro card each pack, but we got literally 0 rares. Like, literally 0 rares. And 0, we got 1 foil basic, so we didn't even get hits by their definition. This is, well, okay, $1 repacks. As janky as you'd think. Hopefully, our more expensive ones are better than this. Ouch. Moving on to our $5 repacks. As you can see, $5.50 if you get 1, down to $4.95 if you get at least 4 of them. We got 5 of them, and once again, the pictures make these repacks look like bangers. I mean, we got Force of Wills and Intuitions and Gaia's Cradle. That's almost $1,000. There's a Black Lotus. There's a huge pile of dual lands. There's the Power 9. There's a bunch of Amonkhet Expeditions. There's some mana symbols for some reason, a Mox Ruby. So it looks like we're getting a chance to get some of the most expensive cards in Magic's history for just $5. As far as the rest of the listing, basically what we get, 5 common cards, 2 uncommon cards, and a 1 rare mythic or foil promo, and then 20% of packs, you get more than 9 cards, and those are like the super good special packs, I guess. So, yeah, that's our $5 repacks. Let's go open a piece of power for $5, I guess. All right, moving into the world of $5 repacks, which... honestly, probably can't go worse than the $1 repacks. Hard to get less value than 0. We're already at the floor. And I think, so we got 5 of these to get the cheapest price. And it also means, bonus booster. If you buy at least 5, you get a real booster pack, which I imagine is probably our best chance to open value out of these. But we're definitely getting power, right? We're getting that power for $5. It's happening. They promised, sort of, with their pictures, but not really. These are all kind of wrapped together. Oh, I see. Repack makers might not know how to put valuable cards in their repacks, but they do know how to package them nice. I'll give them that. Well, okay. Let's start with this War of the Spark pack. War of the Spark is a set I actually kind of hate, but it does have some value in it. The Planeswalkers were just too OP, so there's a chance we get something good out of this at least. It would be nice if we could get something good out of this. What do we get? All right. Loxodon Smiter, okay. And Bulk. I don't think there's any good commons or uncommons, at least as far as value in this set. Well, working towards our uncommons. Cyclops Electromancer, Elite Guard Mage, Nahiri, not the worst Nahiri of all time, by far, and Ignite the Beacon. Well, not a valuable rare. And Prismite. All right, well, that might not be better than the repacks, actually. The repacks might beat the real packs here. Let's see. They're $5 a piece. Thanks for shopping with us from DD Wizards. Well, thank you. All right, well, here we go. 1 of 5 on our $5 repacks. Let's hit some value. This one, it does promise rares, but the last one kind of made it sound like we get rares. Well, okay, there's a rare in there. At least we're going to get a rare. Ooh, wait, double rare. High rolling. Tide Taker. Bulk, but it's a rare at least. A River Sneak. Yeah, okay, some old school cards. It is a nice mix of sets. Cinderglade. Actually, not a horrible card. It's just not valuable. Ooh, Nature's Kiss. Oh, these old cards. Okay, well, we got 2 rares. They're not worth anything, but that's better than 0 rares, which is what we were getting with our $1 repacks. I don't know why they do this reverse thing. Put the cards in the same order, repack sellers. All right, Desperate Lunge, worthless. Ancient. Oh wait, is that a pre-release Ancient Hellkite? Why does that have a date on there? I didn't realize they were dating cards back in 2011. Huh. Okay, I mean, not worth anything either way. I just didn't realize that they were... I thought that was a more recent thing, but okay. I mean, I guess it's kind of neat for being valueless. Last Grasp and Shifting Shadows. Okay, so far I'm sensing a pattern. Dwarven Mind. I'm sensing a pattern, which is the $5 repacks. They actually do give you the rares. The $1 repacks didn't even bother to do that. They're just really bulky and bad. They're just like the worst rares. All right, what do we get in repack number 3? Hey, look at that goat. Look at that. At least we got a wild Colas. Geist Trappers, Execute, Delico Sentry, Necrodosalsu, Fateful Hand. Oh, man. Fateful Handoff's a card that was so close to being cool. Hunted One. One of the worst creatures ever made. When it comes into play, each other player may put a creature card from his or her hand into play under their control. So yes, you get a 6/6 for 4. Your opponent gets to show and tell. Rampacious Dragon. Not even the anime version. Right, maybe thankfully not the anime version. I don't know what's going on with that one. All right, well, okay. 1 bulk rare this time. So we're moving down in the world of bulk rares. It was 2 before. All right, what do we get here? Krenko's Command. Kind of okay in Goblin decks, I guess. Compulsive Research used to be good. Mishra's, it's the command pack. It's the command pack. Mishra's Command. Utopia Sprawl. That might be the best card we've opened in these repacks. It's not worth, it used to be worth like $5, even though it's uncommon. Still very playable though. Just like 1 mana make an extra mana, but you need forests. And, well, okay. Another bulk rare to the pile. Honestly, so far, and I can't believe I'm saying this, are these worse than the $1 repacks? Pentavious. All right, more bulk rares. Goblin Dynamo and a Guildgate. Okay, another fairy. Wow, nothingness. Wow. Okay, so against all odds, I think the $5 repacks are worse than the $1 repacks. At least with the $1 repacks, we only paid $1. We got just as valueless the cards out of these $5 repacks, but we paid $5 a pop. Wow, we actually kind of just straight up got wrecked. Yeah, I would rather buy the $1 repacks. Those retro cards are better than the bulk rares and cooler than the bulk rares. And even though the $1 repacks kind of scammed us by not giving us hits, or at least we low rolled, I think the $5 repacks were actually worse somehow. All right, next up, we have our $10 repack, technically a $9 repack, but close enough. And I gotta give a shout out to this repack seller simply for having the most honest pictures we've seen so far. If you think back to our $1 and $5 repacks, they were marketing those with pictures of Black Lotuses, original dual lands, Gaia's Cradles, the most expensive and sought after cards in all of Magic's history. This one's like, hey, I'm selling you 15 cards. They're vintage cards. In the pictures are what appears to be piles of 15 vintage cards, and there's nothing absurd, right? There's like a Daze is nice, there's some lightning bolts, some stuff worth a couple of bucks, but nothing that you see is like, oh my god, I'm gonna give this person 10 bucks and get a Black Lotus. So we'll see how it goes, but at least based on the listing, I appreciate the ethics of this seller. All right, $10 repack time, and hopefully this is where we start to get some good Magic cards. Ooh, wait. Heavy plate packaging. Just after complimenting the repack sellers, at least it's easier to get into. Doesn't really matter. The cards seem fine. All right. I don't know what order these. Well, okay. All kinds of orders. Card number 1, Arcady Sabath. Unfortunately, from Chronicles, if it was Legends, we would be ballin', but still a cool card. Actually, this is where Commander started from. The earliest days of Commander, I believe, you had to play one of the 5 original Elder Dragons as your commander. So iconic, but not the most expensive version of Arcades, sadly. Next up, Icy Manipulator. Ooh, Ice Age. Not worth much anymore. Used to be really good back in the day. Look at that art, though. Old Magic art's so good. Azure Drake, okay. Not sure what that's doing in there. Infernal Contract. I feel like Infernal Contract used to be good in combo decks, but I think it's just been outclassed by other cards. I feel like when it comes to Blanket at Night, when you want your Urborg to be a 3-mana enchantment, I kind of feel like when it comes down to it, in Magic, you'd much rather have one $10 card than 10 $1 cards. I feel like all these cards, Dark Ritual, all these cards are like a little bit above bulk. Like they're not trash tier, but they're also not expensive. Alabaster Potion. Okay, the Alabaster Potion might be trash tier, but it is retro at least. So I imagine when we add this up, Flight, man, there's some whiffs in here. Black Vice, the story of Stuffy Doll, the start of the Stuffy Doll lore. It actually literally is Stuffy Doll, way back in the earliest days of Magic. Stuffy Doll is a long and glorious history in Magic. So, Pikemen. So I imagine that the value is going to add up on this. Fissure, okay, a couple old cards. I imagine the value is going to add up to like what we paid, but it's going to be in a way that it's going to make it tough for us to get our money out of it. Ooh, Giant Spider from Unlimited. I mean, Giant Spider, one of the most reprinted cards in the whole history of Magic. Let's see what the condition looks like. Unlimited, not nearly as chase as like Alpha or Beta, but still scarce. Doesn't look bad. I guess actually the top corner a little dinged up. That's a cool card though. I never mind Alpha Beta Unlimited cards. Like, even if they're not worth anything, they're just so old and like so nostalgic that I don't mind an old Giant Spider, even though it's not worth much. All right, what else do we get? Oh, back to Unlimited. Mons Goblin Raiders. Okay, also not especially valuable, but Unlimited, that's cool. Next up, we get Heart Sliver. Okay. I mean, good in a Sliver deck, giving all your Slivers haste is powerful. And last but not least, Willow Priestess. I imagine, is this our hit from the box, from the pack? Willow Priestess is kind of a wild card. Tapping to put a fairy into play from your hand is a really strong ability. The problem is, it's a green card. And fairies are a Dimir tribe primarily. So it just doesn't fit with what fairies do today. It's like such a weird color shift from the old days of Magic. Also from Homelands. So not worth, even if this is like the most valuable card in Homelands, it's probably worth like $3 because Homelands is just absolutely valueless. It's kind of neat though. Like, it's a cool looking old card. Maybe I got to build Monograte and fairies now to play some Willow Priestess. So I think, as I said before, I bet if you add all these cards together, I bet we did perfectly fine as far as the value. I bet we got our money back, but I think we got it back with like 10 $1 cards, which means when we actually go to sell them, we're not going to get $10 out of it. Like, what's our biggest hit? Maybe the Willow Priestess at a couple of bucks, but I see a lot of like $1, $1.25 cards, so I bet the value adds up. But like I said, one $10 card, way better than 10 $1 cards when it comes to actual value. All right, we're moving on to some higher value repacks. This is our $50 repack, technically $44 repack, and it looks pretty realistic. There's a pile of good cards here. I see a Wheel of Fortune, a Mind Twist, some super old expensive basic lands, but nothing like a Black Lotus or something like that that makes you think, I don't know if this is actually real. And one of the interesting things about these repacks, and we'll see if it's actually true, but according to the listing it says there's a minimum pack value of $50 and that a third of the packs will have a single card with market price over $40. So essentially what this is saying is, if you give me $44, I will send you at least $50 worth of cards, and if you get lucky, you could get up to $200 worth of cards. But let's crack it open and see if it's even true. All right, we are moving on up in the repack world to our $50 repack. Technically $44, but close enough, and I like this colorful packaging. This is definitely our most colorful repack yet. See how things look on the inside. And let's see what's inside. Oddly thick for a single repack. All right, what do we have here? So, okay, MTG repack and a little bonus, some free MTG. Well, I like free MTG. Let's see what's in the free MTG. So I imagine there's not anything super valuable in here. Purge of Urborg. I mean, for being free, that's kind of sweet. I'm pretty sure Purge is on the reserve list, not worth anything because it's like super jank reserve list card, but still, I mean, as a bonus, I'll take a reserve list card. You never know. You never know when Panther Tribal's gonna get a commander and spike. Look at that art. Classic art. Ooh, Jabari's Influence. I always have felt like this card's super underrated in Commander. A white way to steal creatures seems like it should be really good. And I always think, I'm going to start playing this in my Commander decks. And then I always forget to put it in my Commander decks. But this time, I really am going to start putting it in my Commander decks. Hopefully, if I remember. Next up, Justice. All right. Not very valuable, but a lot of text. We always complain about the amount of text on new cards. Look at the text on this one. Snow-covered mountain. I feel like that's probably worth like $1 or something. I feel like the original snow-covered duels, they gotta have some value. Dark Ritual. Dark Ritual seems like a really good repack card because it's always worth like $1 or something, and there's a million of them out there. Hey, more unlimited. We've got a lot of unlimited cards. Unlimited Plains is sweet. Unlimited Howl from For being just a free bonus, I will take a bunch of like super old cards. And Energy Storm? All right, well, I mean, nothing high value in the bonus pack, but actually some real cool cards. Like, you could sell that as like a $5 repack and people would probably not complain about it. But let's get to the real deal, which is our $50 repack. Oh boy, this is where it starts to hurt. If we don't get value out of this, $50 is a lot. That's like more than a collector booster. That's a lot to lose in one shot. Well, ooh, all right, nicely packaged. And, well, okay, I guess we get a City of Shadows, which, I honestly don't know what that's worth. It's in a hard case, which makes me think this is, like, the high-value card. I have never seen anyone play it, but it is from the Dark, and the Dark has some high-end cards. It's probably, like, $10 or something, I bet. It's probably, I don't know. Some of those old cards are super high. Maybe it's more than I think. That would be my guess. But it's got to have some value. Ugh. Ulamog's Crusher. All right, I mean, Pauper playable? Shard Phoenix, it's sharding all over the place. Look at that art. It literally, I don't know if that's the joke. Oh my god. Why did you give me this card in a repack, Magic Gods? Zer's Weird. Zer's Weirding. I love Zer's Weirding. Zer's Weirding is such a goofy card. Just like, everyone plays with their stuff revealed, and then if someone draws a card, you get to pay 2 life to make them discard it instead. I kind of want to play this in Commander just for the trolls, but I feel like it would lead to a super miserable game, but it's just such a wacky, weird design. The art's also pretty sweet. Next up, we get some Vampire Bat action. And Aisling Leprechaun. Literally one of the worst creatures ever printed. If you watch the video of the worst creatures ever printed, this is on the list. If it blocks or becomes blocked, it turns the thing green. Nothing else. It's just green now. It's like the most useless ability. Okay. How about a wall or two? Ah, great wall. Okay. In case you want to stop some planeswalking. Also on the list of worst cards of all time. Boy. Okay. So this $50 repack is Lydia or Giving him Blacksmith. It's literally several of the worst cards ever. Printed reverse polarity. I do love the art on this card. It's so goofy. The dude's just like flexing into the maze. Yeah, no problem. I got it. I'll just put my bicep in front of that maze. We're good. And the other guy looks so surprised, like, how's your bicep doing that? And that helmet, like everything about that is just like super janky old Magic, and and I absolutely love it. It's worthless, but it's hilarious. Phyrexian Gremlins. None of these cards have value. They all look like they're in pretty good condition, and it is sweet that it's a lot of cool old cards. But I think we're really leaning on that City of Shadows to carry. Hopefully that's worth more than I think, or else we might be out $50 here. Promo Frostwalker. What happened to all of our retro cards? Just a random Frostwalker promo. Also, why did this even get a promo? It's so bad. Will-o'-the-Wisps. Not really worth anything anymore, but kind of a classic. Leeches. Leeches, always worth a few bucks. It might be the most expensive Homelands card, come to think of it. Just because there are not many ways to get rid of poison counters. This was for a long time the only way. I know you can kind of do it with like Solemnity and stuff now, Sun Cleanser, but for a long time, Leeches was like the only way, and it's got leeches on there. The dude's getting the poison sucked out of his blood. That old top-down design of what would a leech do in Magic? Asinian Highway. Everything gets planeswalk? Wait a minute. Wait, and we have the defense for it? I think this repack wants us to build a deck. Okay, so play the Highway so everything has planeswalk, but then play the Great Wall so we can block planeswalk? That, sounds like a combo. Repack combo achieved. Well, I guess it's all about how much this City of Shadows is worth. If that City of Shadows is worth a bunch of money, then I guess we're good. Otherwise, I don't think there's a lot of value in here. So, yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to look up the City of Shadows and hope for the best. Next up, we have a $100 repack, and this is where things start to get a little bit scary, because if this is a scam or something, we're losing a lot of money. But this is a $100 repack, apparently from someone's personal collection, and it says it includes cards like a 4-in White Border Savannah, Alpha Pestilence. I see a Psych Rift in there, a full border Counterspell, an Opalescence, a Karn. Hopefully we get some value out of this, because if not, this one's gonna hurt. We're moving on to the big boys now. $100 repack. Although I should say, before we crack into this, I looked up that City of Shadows. It's actually like a $50 card. So technically that last repack was kind of a hit, despite the fact that that was the only card. Well, and that bonus unlimited planes, I guess. But that was the only card that was actually worth more than a $2. But still, technically, $44, $50 card. It counts as a win. But let's hope this is a win, because this is $100 for this random pile of cards. It's funny, some of the repacks, people treat them like actual packs and kind of like put them in a sleeve. This seems more like just a pile of cards taped between a couple of hard shells. All right, well, let's see if we can get up over $100. See if we can get in here. All right, here comes the cards. We need at least $100, hopefully more. We're about to get absolutely wrecked. I see some stuff. I don't know why they always put cards backwards. Ooh, all right, Swan Song. That's not a bad start. Swan Song, Commander play, it's always like $10 or something, so it's a good start to adding up to at least $100. Zaberi the Golden Feather. Not a very played card, but I think it's reserve list, and someday Griffins might shine. Ooh, Inventor's Fair. I know this was kind of expensive. I don't know if Iron Man killed it. Snuff Out. Speaking of cards that are more expensive than you'd think, for a random common, Snuff Out always worth a lot of money because it sees legacy play. Turns out that sometimes you want to lose life, and Snuff Out loses life and kills something. Maelstrom Bolts used to be good. Used to be expensive, but recently came back in Foundations. Sire of Insanity in foil. Looking good with that guild symbol. Sire of Insanity is such a brutal card. It doesn't really see play anywhere, but if you get it down, having everyone discard their hand at the end of each turn is so brutal. It's so brutal. Oh, Grave Defiler. This card's probably worth nothing, but for my money, Old Border foils are the nicest looking cards in all of Magic. Like, just look at how nice that card looks. Too bad it wasn't a better card. Like, Grave Defiler is like Zombie Goblin Ringleader, but no one plays it anywhere. Even zombie decks don't usually play it. But it's so good. The border, the swoosh, the foiling, the fact that it's 25 years old and not curled, like... Why don't we just make foils like this again, Wadsy? Just go back to making foils like that. You know how to do it. We know you know how to do it because you used to make really beautiful, nice, high-quality foils. Do it again. Do it again. Ooh, Erdrigo. Legends is so funny. This card is objectively horrible, right? It's like way too much mana for what it actually does, but it's probably like $20 or something just because it's from Legends and it's a higher rarity card. Zabo Tavik. Used to like hitting this in Momir, so you can tap and blow up a legend. Used to see Commander play, but a little bit outclassed these days. Omniscience. Is that foil? Wait, no. Would have been sweet if it was foil. Omniscience is a card that always worth money. Also just reprinted in Foundations. Manamorphose. I mean, as far as commons go, it's a good one. Gemstone Caves. I mean, probably not worth anything. I think there was a time this was worth something, because Amulet Titan used to play it in Modern, but... it no longer plays it, so I imagine its price is not super high anymore. Days Undoing. Well, good combo piece for like Narset. Teferi, Time Raveler, near mint Teferi Time Raveler. In case we were wondering about the condition, Opalescence. Okay, that's a money card. That's a money card. Turning all your enchantments into creatures, pretty rare effect, and it's old and it's reserveless. That is a hit. More than a Primordial Hinder, a Dictative Crewfix. Corpse Knight, not even a 2-3, not even the good one. Sarkin, the Dragon Speaker. I saw some standard play in its day. Oh, we've reached the dregs of this repack. Johnny, Vandal Blast, Dismember, okay, decent uncommons. Deep Forest Hermit. In foil, it might be worth $1 or $2 in foil. It doesn't see play though. Keswick Wolf Run. Former Standard Stable, Duskwatch Recruiter. You see Modern play. Villis. Dwarven Miner. I love this card. I wish I could play that card more. Reverberate. Dictative Crewfix. Hull Breach. And Solemnity. I mean, Solemnity has uses at least. Well, I feel like we did okay. I feel like this is another one where if we add everything together... I feel like this is another one where if we add everything together, I bet we actually got $100 back. I know Opalescence is a high value card, and then we add in like $10 for this, $5 for that. I bet when you add it all up, I bet we actually did okay with Opalescence leading the way on this one. But well, you know, we'll talk about it on the wrap up. All right, so this is our most expensive eBay repack, $150, the highest value repack I could find on eBay. Of course, we also have a $1,000 repack, but had to do a little bit of work to get that one. So this claims to be the best Magic repack ever with like 10 exclamation points, 20 mythics and rares, and the pictures look pretty good. We get some slab stuff here, which I don't really care about, but is high value. Promo Demonic Tutor, some Force of Wills. So hopefully we get something good out of this, because if not, we are out a lot of money. All right, this is a big one. There's technically one more to come, our $1,000 repack, but as far as eBay repacks go, this $150 repack, literally the most expensive I could find. Why is there pieces of paper in here? Oh, I see, it's just packaging. Thought maybe we were getting like a cool little note saying, you're welcome for the Black Lotus you're about to open. But no, it's just trash. All right, well, let's crack this open. $150. is an insane amount of money to spend on a repack. I am legitimately worried about this. But is that a Tron land? Oh no. Oh no. Are we getting trolled? How are we getting trolled by repacks? Do we even want to make our money back if we're doing it with Tron lands? It's like making your fortune on Dogecoin. Do you really want to admit to that? Ooh, wait, what is this? Oh, is that a Bracella? Is this in Russian of all? Wow, that is a foil Russian pre-release promo Gacella, which is incredibly cool. I think that's a valuable card too. That's so, oh man, the big epic angel on the back. It's so funny. I feel like this is a card that's valuable. The problem is it's a Russian foil pre-release promo, which should make it more valuable, but it's also going to make it more difficult to sell. Most buy lists will not just accept a non-English card. So maybe that's one of the tricks to these repacks is I bet that's like a $30+ card, but getting $30+ out of it is going to be a challenge. But still, I mean, that's a hit. Mana Reflection used to be a valuable card, but it is foil. Wait, what is this? Oh, Rampaging Balos. Okay. Oh, is this all from Avenger of Zendikar? This feels like a Commander precon. Is this all from the same? Oh, it's the Modern Horizons 3 foil. I see. So it is all from a Commander precon. Uvalde Hydra, Vivian Reed, Copy Land. I do like Copy Land. I feel like Copy Land is a legit good card. I think it's one of the best blue ram spells, and I play in a lot of mono blue decks in Commander. Not only can you copy a land, you can copy any land. So you can snag a Coffers or Field of the Dead, whatever the busted thing is someone has. And it's extended foil. Probably worth a few dollars at least, hopefully. Huh, so did someone just take a whole MH? That's another one. I feel like someone just put a whole MH3 Commander foil precon in here. Thespian Stage. Also MH3 foil Commander precon. So this is like someone got the deck and took like some cards out of it and then just put the rest of it in here, I guess. All right, Summary Dismissal. Ooh, Sigarda's Aid. Also in Russian. Same story as that Bracella. I feel like being a Russian foil, like the Russian foil stomping ground is like a meme, a notorious meme in Magic. I feel like it, wow, Madraltha 2. Pre-release promo in Russian. I feel like all these cards are worth more. Is this the other half of our meld combo? This might be the other half of our meld combo. Do we have a Bruna? Ah, there's the Bruna. The cheaper half of the pair, but still, we have the whole thing. Russian foil pre-release promo for Sala Voice of Nightmares. I feel like all these Russian cards, they're probably worth a premium over English versions. Look how cool that looks. What a cool card. It's just like a super cool card. And I've never seen Russian pre-release promo versions before. But yeah, I feel like they're worth more than the English versions, but we're going to have to find the right person that really wants them to get our money out of them. Curse of this. All right, back to the Commander precons. Snarl. Okay. Only us could buy a $150 repack and get a Snarl. The gift that keeps on giving. No matter what, Doctor Who, $150 repack, we're just doomed to Snarls. And, well, Temples I like better than Snarls. All right. Sunken Palace. The Richard Classic. He loves that card. Blast Zone. Kudo, King Among Bears. Brea, Ethereum Sculptor. Hiragast. Okay, so some more MH3 stuff. So apparently a lot of the repacks we got were made somewhat recently because they have new cards in them. Power Balance. Remember when people thought that card would be good? At least the art school. Maskwood Nexus. Extended. And I believe foil. That's foil, right? Yeah, that's foil extended. Maskwood Nexus I play in some Commander decks. Immortal Sun. Also, how in the world does this person have so many Russian pre-release promos? Why don't they just go out and intentionally buy them to make repacks? Okay, pre-release promo Russian foil Assassin's Trophy. Well, all right, let's see what's in these hard cases. That's all the loose stuff, which I feel like the value is reasonable on some of it, although what I'm going to do with all these Russian promos. Urza's Mind. Well, I know these are the most expensive versions of Tron lands. which is good. I don't know how much they're worth, though. These were the box toppers, right? These were the box toppers from, what, Double Masters 2022, maybe? But these were box toppers, so they are pretty rare. And if someone wants to bling out their Tron deck, all right, well, here's this tower. Do we get full Tron and a Kozilek? Extended foil Kozilek? Too bad it's on an Emrakul. Kozilek's one of the lesser MH3 Eldrazi. Do we have full Tron? I see a tower. Is there? Ah, there it is. Tower Power Plant Mine. Well, I think this repack also wants us to build the deck. Put the Tron pieces together, use it to cast the Kozilek, and we're off to the races. I feel like this was a legit good repack. I feel like somehow, wow, look at that tape. Somehow, the $150 repack is the best one so far. So I think the lesson so far is the more expensive the repack, the better, as counterintuitive as that is. I think we actually came out ahead on this one. Like I said, it's going to be tough to sell some of these cards. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with the Russian pre-release promos, but those Tron lands, the Russian pre-release promos, all the other random, like, stuff that's worth a few bucks, actually, like, legit good. I am honestly happy with that for $150, outside of the fact that I'm holding a Tron land, and that hurts my soul, but, well, one more to go. $1,000 on the way. Can it top this? Let's find out. All right, we have reached the big one. This is our $1,000 repack, and this one was a little tricky to get because it turns out you can't just buy a $1,000 repack on eBay. No one sells them that expensive. In fact, there's only one person I know in the Magic community that sells grab bags or repacks that are hundreds or thousands of dollars, and that is Missouri MTG. So I reached out to Jeremy. He sent me a $1,000 repack, and we're gonna crack it open. All right, the time has come. This is a $1,000 repack or grab bag or mystery box, and this one's unique. It's coming in a large flat rate box that weighs like 20 pounds, so it's definitely just not single cards in here. It's too big to fit on camera. Let's see if I can get this open so we can see what's actually in here. There's got to be some sealed product, I guess. It feels like there's sealed product in here, but let's find out what $1,000 in the dark repack mystery box gets you. Brothers War set booster box. Okay, that's probably $100. That's something at least. That's something. What else is in here? Kaladesh booster box. I bet that's worth more than a normal box. I bet that's like a couple $100 because you can get an invention out of there, right? And Battle for Zendikar Japanese, and then there's one more box in here. Ooh, Portal starter kit. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know what the Porter starter kit's worth. I should say I'm not gonna open all this sealed product. It would make way too long. Am I bleeding? Am I? All right. It looks like I cut my finger. Wow, that's actually pretty bad. I might pass out. All right, I'll figure out how to stop the bleeding, and I'll be back. All right. I'm fine. Nothing a little painter's tape and gauze won't fix. I don't know if this is gonna be the best opening ever, but certainly gonna be the bloodiest. All right. Let's get back at this. So we're not gonna open the sealed product. It's just gonna make the video way too long. I don't know. Maybe we do another video or a giveaway or something. But we're gonna save that for later. I will say, if you add everything together, the 3 booster boxes and the portal box, I think we have probably around $500 of sealed product, which means we are halfway to our goal before we even get to the all-important envelope, which hopefully is going to have some goodies in it. So, yeah, that blood, don't let that reflect poorly on the grab bag. That's my fault. Wow, I got myself good, didn't I? All right. Well, let's see what's inside this envelope. So I'm going to assume sealed product, we probably got like $400 of sealed product, which means we're going to need like at least $600 worth of magic out of this envelope, or else we get absolutely wrecked in 2 cards. Oh, God. All right. Well, these better be 2 very good, very expensive magic cards, or else all this is for nothing. But I mean, we are opening repack, so I guess kind of expect to get wrecked. The sealed value does help. Like, that gives us a nice baseline, but we really need some super high-end cards here, or else this is gonna be bad. All right, let's see what's behind door number 1. Oh, it's it's a sleeve. Okay, we gotta take it out of the sleeve. All right, come on, Repack gods, give us something good. Give us something good. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Movie poster, The One Ring. That's a hit. That's a hit. That's got to be like a $300 card or something. And it's a card I really needed because if you watch the Anti-Commander Clash, I actually had one of these and I had to anti it to Tomer, so I lost my movie poster One Ring. Hooray for Commander Clash. But that's, even though it just got banned, so we can't play it in Modern anymore, it actually went up in price once it got banned. So I think that's a good start. That's a very good start if we're only getting 2 cards out of this. We're still going to need more, though. Just the One Ring, assuming it's like $200-300 last I looked, which I'm guessing it's somewhere in that range. We need this last card to be equally good or better if we're going to get our money back. Like, even including the sealed product. Come on. Last card of our $1,000 repack. What do we get? Okay. That is a Beta Counterspell signed by Mark Poole. Okay. Well, that is a high value card. I'm curious. So you can tell it's beta by the corners. If you ever wonder, take a card, line it up with a Modern card. If the corners line up, it's beta, not alpha, because alpha has the more rounded corners. Beta's corners match a current Magic card. This card's pretty expensive, right? So on one hand, it's a beta counter spell, which I think is worth a few $100s at least. On the other hand, it is signed, which I know a lot of times makes the card like heavy play and brings down the condition. So I don't know, the condition is so important on cards like this. It's really, really hard to accurately price, like a beta card in general, let alone a signed beta card. But I feel like if you add all this together, the One Ring, the beta counter spell, the sealed product, I bet we broke 1,000. We broke 1,000. I think we did okay on $1,000 repack. As ridiculous as that sounds, but I'm gonna do the math. You already know the numbers because I added up as we go, but I'm gonna do the math and I'll be right back to wrap up this ridiculous repack opening. All right, future Seth here to wrap up our $1 versus $10 versus $100 versus $1,000 repacks. And I'm gonna try to keep this short because this video already ended up being super long, but I wanted to do a quick recap of the value we actually got, and then I have 2 thoughts about these repacks. So first, the overview. Our cheap repacks, worthless. $1 repacks, $5 repacks, basically $0 of value. Interestingly, all the more expensive repacks from $10 to $1,000 technically gave us, on paper at retail prices, slightly more value than we paid. We'd pay $10, get $13. We'd pay $50, get $63. We'd pay $100, get $130. Pay $1,000, get $1,300. So on paper, they all worked out in our benefit, although I'm still not sure they're a super good deal for most Magic players, but we'll wrap back around to that in a minute. So my 2 thoughts. Thought number 1, cheap repacks, straight up trash. Do not buy them. You can even argue that they're kind of scammy. Like, there's really no way of knowing, and that's part of the horror and I guess the beauty from the seller side of repacks. Like our $1 repacks, I thought we were supposed to get a hit, which I thought would probably be a rare, at least every other repack, and maybe every repack depending on the listing. And it turns out we got 0 rares, and our only hit was a foil Brothers War basic land that's worthless. So essentially, we paid $1, got $0 in value, although we did get some cool retro cards out of those. The $5 repacks were somehow even worse. Yes, we got a couple of bulk rares in them, but we were essentially paying $5 for $0 in value, which, if you gotta choose, it's probably better to pay $1 for $0 in value than $5 for $0 in value. And we didn't get a Black Lotus, we didn't get an original dual land, and nothing I saw convinced me that those cards actually exist in these repacks. But like I said, you have no way of knowing, right? Like, that's what happens with repacks. We didn't get a Black Lotus, but it's not like we can be like, oh, you did something wrong, where's our Black Lotus? Because for all we know, someone else opened a Black Lotus for $5, or the Black Lotus doesn't even exist, and it's an easy way to sell some repacks by putting the picture there, which seems like a realistic possibility. But all this to say, don't buy the cheap repacks. They are just selling you bulk cards for way too high of a price. Totally not worth it, totally a ripoff. On the other hand, thought number 2, the more expensive repacks, you might be thinking, that seems like a pretty good deal. I would take $130 worth of Magic cards for $100 or $1,300 of Magic cards for $1,000. And while that is technically true, I'm still not sure, even if you end up plus EV like we did, that it's really a great deal for most players for 2 reasons. So reason number 1 is some of the high-end cards we got are going to be difficult to sell. Like this signed beta counterspell, super cool, super high-end card. Not going to be easy to sell. It's signed. People are going to care about the condition. How much money can we actually get out of it? Same with like the Russian foil pre-release promos. Those are expensive cards, but it's going to take a very specific person that wants a Russian foil pre-release promo Bracella. You can't just like ship them off to a buy list easily. So it seems like repacks are a way that people who sell Magic cards can move cards that would otherwise be hard to sell as singles. So totally got fair value out of them, but just keep in mind, you might get some foreign language cards that are hard to buy list or some signed cards or whatever. So keep that in mind. The other issue with the high value reprints is actually pretty simple. So let's say you're a Magic player and you got $100 to spend on Magic cards. You could buy a $100 repack and theoretically get $130 in value, but those cards are going to be random. They probably aren't going to be the cards that you actually want to play with. I think most players would be better off taking that $100 and buying $100 of the singles that they actually need to put in their decks. Basically, $100 of the cards you want is going to be worth more to most Magic players than $130 of cards that they don't want, because if you get the $130 of cards, then you got to figure out how to trade them or buy list them or sell them to get the money to buy the cards you do want. So even though the value was super fair on all the expensive repacks, and they definitely were not scams by any stretch of the imagination, I was actually surprised at how not scammy a lot of the expensive repacks were. Like I said, they were actually like fair value and plus EV. I still think that most players would be better off just buying the singles they need rather than even getting a little bit more value on paper out of a repack that's just going to give them a bunch of random cards. So anyway, that's been our $1 versus $10 versus $100 versus $1,000 repacks. That's our video for today. Have you ever opened a repack? Was it a scam? How bad was it? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back soon with another one. Until then, have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon. Looking for even more Magic? Well, check out the video where I bought some Magic packs from a dollar store, or maybe check out our Foundations opening here.